this video, we will cover the basics about the Truman Scholarship, including eligibility, award details, Vanderbilt's campus nomination process, characteristics of an ideal applicant, general application tips, and resources. The Truman Scholarship identifies exceptional college juniors and awards them funds to support graduate study leading to a public service-related career. Potential Truman Scholars should be committed to making a difference through public service. Truman applications center around a driving policy issue, which is addressed in both the policy memo and linked to shorter essays. Ideally, this issue is linked to applicant studies, experiences, and/or career goals. The Truman Scholarship adopts a broad definition of public service. Public service encompasses employment in the government at any level, uniformed services, public interest organizations, non-governmental research and/or educational organizations, public and private schools, and public service-oriented nonprofit organizations, such as those whose primary purposes are to help needy or disadvantaged persons or to protect the environment. In order to apply, you must be a junior planning to graduate at the end of the fall or spring semester following your application. You must be a U.S. citizen, U.S. national, or U.S. permanent resident. You must intend to obtain a disciplinary master's or doctorate or professional degree that is public service oriented. This could include Master of Public Administration, Master of Public Health or degree with a public health focus, Master of Social Work, Master of International Affairs, Master of Education, Master of Public Policy, or a law degree. Lastly, if you receive the Truman, you should be prepared to commit to work in public service for 3 of the first 7 years after you complete your graduate studies. Truman supports graduate study, leadership training, and builds a strong cohort of Truman Scholars and alumni. Scholars receive up to $30,000 to support graduate or professional study in the US or abroad. Funding may be deferred for up to 4 years post-graduation. Truman Scholars are required to take part in Truman Scholars Leadership Week in mid-May of the year that they apply to the Truman. This week educates new scholars about the program and its history, builds camaraderie within the cohort, and provides information about grad school and paths to public service careers, provides opportunities to network, and more. Truman Scholars also participate in a 10-week summer institute in Washington, D.C., interning with government agencies and nonprofit organizations, attending seminars and workshops, and meeting with policymakers and Truman alumni. Following the Summer Institute, scholars may elect to stay on in Washington, D.C. for a full year in the Truman Fellows Program. Scholars are placed in public service jobs, most with the federal government, while participating in a graduate-level public policy course, mentoring opportunities, and a community service program. Juniors must take part in Vanderbilt's campus nomination process. Vanderbilt can nominate 4 students and up to 3 transfer students annually. To be considered for nomination, applicants must first complete the Enter the Race form in the summer before their junior year. The specific deadline will be listed on the Career Center Fellowship's website and in the Info Ready application portal. This form includes a resume or CV, transcripts, questions about your career goals, graduate plans, and the issue on which you propose to draft your policy proposal. Students who meet the Enter the Race deadline will be invited to submit a completed application, including all recommendations, to the Career Center in mid-fall. The fellowships team and nominating committee will meet to identify Vanderbilt's nominees. This may involve mock interviews, depending on the number and quality of applications received. In November, December, and throughout winter break, nominees will meet and work together as a small cohort with the guidance of the fellowships team to finalize their policy proposal and to ensure that students submit the strongest possible applications on behalf of Vanderbilt. In early February, the fellowships team will submit completed endorsed applications through the Truman portal. Truman designates finalists and invites them to interview with regional review panels in March and April. Committees are assembled by state, and dates and locations vary annually. Truman Award notifications are announced in mid-April, and the Truman Scholars Leadership Week, which is mandatory for all Truman Scholars to attend, takes place in mid to late May. The Truman Summer Institute immediately follows the Leadership Week and usually takes place for 10 weeks from late May to late July. An ideal applicant typically has proven to be demonstrated changemakers in their communities or on campus. They also possess a strong record of leadership, community, and public service. Lastly, they have a strong academic record with a clear upward trajectory. Truman Scholars typically rank within the top 25% of their class. It's recommended to have a minimum GPA of 3.5. To produce the strongest possible application, start early. You cannot rush the process. Producing a competitive application requires multiple drafts, and most successful applicants report at least 5 rounds of revision. Seek guidance and feedback from the fellowships team, faculty in your field, campus and community mentors. Identify potential recommenders like faculty, internship, research, or work supervisors, PIs, etc. Ensure that they are willing to provide strong letters of recommendation at least a month before the campus deadline. Reach out to experts who have studied your proposed policy issue. Request their feedback on your proposal and work to develop broad and deep knowledge surrounding your policy issue. Write for yourself. Outline your personal story, share your academic, personal, and professional development and experience. Clearly explain where this opportunity fits in your academic or professional trajectory. Take advantage of campus resources. The fellowships team will be happy to offer guidance on drafting, revising your essays, updating your CV, and other application components. For additional information, please visit the Truman Scholarship website. To begin the Truman application process or for additional information about Vanderbilt's nomination process, please contact the Career Center Fellowships team.